Hi, I am making this video for parents to understand a little bit more about how to navigate through Schoology, help your kids out, see what they're doing, what they're not doing, and all of that. So Schoology, you can see the icon if you've never used the app. Have your kids open up their iPads, and then it is the white square with the blue circle and the black S on it. So when we open Schoology up, it comes to a home page that lists all of their updates from all of their different classes, including things like library information and information from counselors. I think there was something in here. There's a senior group for my son. I'm using his iPad today to show you what a kid's view would look like versus my own. So if we click on the three lines in the upper left-hand corner, that brings us to the navigation tab here. And the first place I'm going to go is a little ways down. There's the word calendar. And on the calendar, if you click that, here is a great spot to look at things that are due, right? This is the upcoming assignments and discussions and things like that. Anything that is set by the teacher has a due date. It's opened up. Sometimes a teacher might not open something up right away. Like if it's a test or a quiz, it might have a window of opening. Like maybe it's going to be open from, 10 to noon tomorrow or something like that. And so you might not see something like that over here, but you see assignments and he's got discussions here in that area. And this goes through, you can see there's different classes all listed here. So let's go back to that navigation bar and let's go into a course. So we're going to pick courses, and then you can see all of his courses listed in alphabetical order. Let's go check out his English. I'm going to show you two different ways that you might see things inside of Schoology. And this teacher does, she has her stuff organized by weeks. So you can see here week 1 through week 5. And you also see that she's using what's called the student completion form. And so every week, all the things that are in that folder have to be completed in order to go on to the next one. So like you can't do assignment number 3 without having completed assignment number 2. And you can see by the green check mark and the complete, I know that he completed all of the work in those folders. Now I look at week 5, right? And there's something left he has not completed. So let's open that one up and I can see everything for the week, right? He, again, the green check marks, I see that he read the instructions, he did the first assignment, he went to that website that he had to look at, and then he did the second assignment, and his third one is the one that's not due. So if we look at an assignment that is finished, I'll show you one that's submitted. So here's the assignment page. And this attachment over here is what the teacher has given the student. This is directions or a worksheet. Maybe this is the actual assignment. Sometimes the worksheet will be attached right here, and then the kid will move it over to something like PDF Expert or Notability and write on it, and then come back and submit it through this spot. So for submissions, I click on that side of it, and I can see that my son turned this in on time. I see the date and the time, and then his actual document that he submitted is right here. And I can even click on that and I can see what he turned in. So for instance, like I had another son who turned in a partial worksheet the other day. And so I went back and I looked and I said, hey, you've only got 2 of the 3 pages done. And I could see that and was able to tell him, sorry, buddy, you need to go back and finish the other page. So this is one way, right? Is that completion option, and I'll show you. So here's an assignment that does not have a submission, right? He has not completed this yet. And when I click on submissions, this is the page I'll look. So it says that nothing has been submitted. We're going to go into a different class that organizes and doesn't use that student completion, because there are a few reasons not to use student completion on a teacher end, even though it looks kind of nice like that with the green check marks. But like for one of my classes right now, they've been working on kind of a long, big unit with novels, and we're wrapping everything up. And so there are 3 final different projects that they've been working on for several weeks that are going to be finished up and turned in. And so I can't really say that one has to be done before the other. They're a more big accumulative assignment. So here's another course that is not organized by week, but it's more organized by chapter, you can see, right? A chapter or a unit. And so not, not using student completion. We don't see the check mark or the gray writing underneath that says not submitted or not completed yet. And so I would have to click on this, and then I click on the submissions portion, and it still works the same, right? I go in, I can see that he turned it in on time. And so if you're ever wondering, like a kid said, yeah, I did my homework, Mom, I turned my assignment in. You say, okay, show me. So they click here, right? They show me the submission, and then you have it right there. The other thing with doing it the non-student completion way, right, you do get the little due date tabs. And so if you look on the right-hand corner, right, there's that little gray upcoming. And this is the stuff that would also be listed in your calendar, in that first page we looked at. So for this class, right, he has a discussion that's due tomorrow, I can see. And so this is another way to look at that, right? All of the grades should be syncing from here over to PowerSchool. You should still be able to check grades in PowerSchool, but if you wanted to, you can also look at grades right here, and you can click through, right? You can look at different categories, see things more specifically like that in here if needed. One more area to look at are updates and information. So teachers are putting out information in 3 different ways for the most part. One of them is Schoology message, and then there's this update section. So you can see here, this teacher is not using this. He is using both remind and messages. So if I go back to our original navigation page, I click on messages, and you can, or as teachers, we can group message or group email students through this option. And you can see here that Mr. McDonald has been doing that. Like I said, he's sending out both remind messages and these Schoology group emails every day to the kids, and he's got them labeled by the day. So these are going to go through, teachers are telling kids what to do by day or by week, and so they're giving directions right here. So you might see, like, the kid says, I don't understand the directions, which one am I supposed to do? You might want to come back to their daily message or their weekly message to see what the teacher had said about what to do when. The other option is if I go back to courses and I go back to that English course, this teacher is using the different method of the updates. So here's the English course, and I go to updates, and this, right, all of these are the things that we saw on that main first page. So that main first page when the app opened up was messages from all the different classes or all the different groups, and here it's filtered it down to just the English. So again, right, if I go to, that would be my home page. So my home page is where we first opened it up, and here's all the updates that are coming from teachers and telling them what to do on a daily basis or weekly basis. And then that also, right, we look here, we have our calendar, tells us when things are due, what's assigned. Teachers who use the student completion option, their stuff will not show up here, right? But again, we can always go in and look at every course, and we know where to find things. So there's a little help. I hope that makes life a little easier for the last few weeks here, 4 weeks, month or so that we have left.